Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Blu-Roy Movies. Do not adjust your sets. It's Saturday morning. We're doing the weekly watches a day early this week because I'm working tomorrow, and I think I'm working again next Sunday. So you'll get me on a different day next week. So be forewarned. This week I've managed to get through 8 titles, one more than the normal 7, and a fairly eclectic range of stuff. Most of you guys have been on the horror films, and I've got a couple of there for Halloween week. So let's get into it and let's see what I've been watching. I started off the week with Big Jace and Transporter 2. Now, the first Transporter film, that's absolutely wild, absolutely implausible, absolutely crazy, and I absolutely loved it. And Transporter 2 says, hold my beer because I can go better than that one, because this was even more crazy. This is all about Statham's character Frank, who transports things about for people, drives things about, no questions asked. And in this one, he's looking after a politician's daughter, driving her to school and stuff like that when she gets kidnapped by these terrorists. And it's a bit similar to Man on Fire, that similar plot to it, with Statham, a one-man army going to get her back. And like I say, just stupid, but absolutely great fun. There's things like he has a car chase in a multi-storey car park, and he drives straight through the concrete side of it, flies through the air, lands on a building site, so he's about 10 stories up while he's doing all this. Not a scratch on his Audi. But I think my favourite bit about it was he jumps off a bridge and he lands on the back of one of them jet ski things that's been driven by a girl in a bikini. So he lands behind her, and in one fair swoop he picks her up, throws her over his shoulders, and she lands behind him, and she lets out this shriek about half terrified and half quite enjoying it because it's Big Jace. Yeah, absolutely great. I really like this and looking forward to the third one. I think I'd seen this years ago, but forgotten all about it. I don't think I've ever seen the third one. Yeah, really good series of films, Transporter. Next up, The Island. Now, I watched Never Let Me Go last week, which I really enjoyed. And I think it was Ryan in the comments reminded me that this is a similar premise to Never Let Me Go. This is about Ewan McGregor, Scarlett Johansson. They live in this great big place, and they've been made to think that, along them with a load of other people, that something's happened in the world where there's been a virus outbreak, and they're living in this place safe from the outside. But there's this island where every now and again there's a lottery, and you can go and live on this island that's a safe place to live and paradise. But in reality, the people in this place have been cloned from sort of rich people, that if anything, they need any organs, and that these guys have their organs gone to the people they're cloned from, and then they died and not gone to the island. The lottery for the island is just a cover-up for these guys having to go and donate their organs. And then they find out something's wrong and go on the run. And yeah, Ewan McGregor goes to try and meet his original self, if you like. Yeah, good film. The first half I liked better while they're setting up the world. But the second half, it's a Michael Bay film, and it goes full Michael Bay. There's explosions everywhere and car chases galore. But yeah, not bad. I enjoyed it. Well worth the watch and well worthy of a place in the collection. Next up, I delved into the Agitator box sets from Radiance Film. 3 films by a French director. I'd never heard of him before I got this, Jean-Pierre Mocky. And like I said last week when I collected the set, it's just an incredible price of $14.99. was the reason I picked it up. And the first film in the set, Litan. This was absolutely bonkers. I don't know where to start with it. They're French films, all 80s films in the set. And this is about this woman who goes to meet her husband at work in this town called Litan, which are having like a festival of the dead sort of thing. So everybody's dressed up spookily and in masks and stuff like that. And there appears to, it's never really explained properly, it's absolutely bonkers. There appears to have been some sort of zombie outbreak, and it's her and her husband trying to survive this zombie outbreak. It's really surreal and crazy. It starts off with the first guy you realise is a zombie, like he's the local bus driver, so he's shuffling along and gets on his bus. But because he's a zombie, he's sort of like no good at driving his bus anymore. So he ploughs into the queue of people waiting for his bus and like smashes him against a wall. And it just gets more and more bonkers from there. And there's some blue neon lights floating around in the water, like the rivers and lakes. And if people fall in there, they're brown bread. And it's just crazy. Really, really surreal. Bit too surreal for my liking, but you know what? It was entertaining enough. It was a decent little film. If you've got the set, give it a watch and see what you think and let me know. Because, yeah, Mocky himself played the woman's husband. Crazy, crazy film. But, like I say, quite enjoyable. Next up, one that I watched on my tablet at work, actually. But I've got sort of a physical copy. You remember them ones you used to get from the newspaper back in the day? Reach for the Sky, starring Kenneth More, and I think it's directed by Lewis Gilbert, who done some of the Bond films. Yes, it is. Yeah, Lewis Gilbert, and this is about a character of mystery that I think people forget about now. I don't think like this generation now will know about this guy, which is a shame because he was a real hero. It's the story of Douglas Bader. He was a RAF pilot. And he started off in the 20s, and after he had an accident in his aeroplane, he unfortunately lost both his legs. But Barder was the character, he wouldn't let anything stop him. He was very single-mindedly, and if what he wanted got done. And much to everybody saying he wouldn't, he walked again without a stick on false legs. Everybody said he'd never fly again, but he proved them wrong. He flew again, and he ended up as a squadron leader in World War II, a squadron leader of Hurricanes. He got shot down over France and was kept captured by the Germans in a prison camp. And he made several attempts to escape, and he ended up confiscating his legs. And just the story of a true hero, a true man that should live on in history in everybody's memory, because it's guys like this that make the world as how it is in our country, how it is today, which that's not the best actually at the moment, is it? He'd probably be turning in his grave if he could see some things happening in this country. But yeah, give it a go. A film that could do with a Blu-ray release. We certainly haven't got one. Awesome film, Reach for the Sky. Really enjoyed that one. Next up, and another first-time watch, and an unbelievable first-time watch, and that's John Woo's Hard Boiled. What a film this was. You've got action films and you've got Hard Boiled. I don't know if there's a record for a film with the most gunfire in it, but I should imagine this is right up there, because it's absolutely 2 hours and it's non-stop from start to finish of action and gunfights and fist fights. It's all about what's his name? The actor, is it Chew One Fat? This guy on the front. He's a policeman and he's doing a raid on some triads, and inadvertently to him, an undercover cop gets killed in the raid. So this makes him more determined to bring the gang down. but then he finds out there's another undercover cop in the gang, and he teams up with him to try and bring it down. And just like I say, balls to the wall. Actually, absolutely incredible stuff. They find out that they're using a hospital morgue as their base to stash all guns that they're gun running. So they have to have a fight in this hospital and try and get the maternity unit deserted. That's why he's holding this baby. Yeah, really, really good, and really needs a Blu-ray release. I could imagine Arrow or Eureka doing such a wonderful release of this, and I'd be first in the queue to get it because I'd love a good copy. This release here, not the best. It's a Hong Kong film, and this film was dubbed into English with not an option for me to have it in the original language with subtitles, which I always do with a foreign film. So I was quite disappointed with that. I think somebody told me, was it Tim told me, that there's a Tartan Asia DVD release that does have subtitles. But I do want to see it now in its native language, and please somebody get hold of it and give us a good release of it, because absolutely incredible film, and I can't believe I slept on it all these years. If you haven't watched that, give it a go because it's wonderful. Next up, Biscuit. Now, many years ago, when I was a much younger man, I used to run betting shops. I've also always had a bit of an affinity with horse racing. I don't often have a bet on the horses anymore. I used to, but I still keep an eye on it now and then, not as much as I used to. So, and it had been a long time since I watched this film, Biscuit, and another film I really enjoy. It's a underdog story, if you want. It stars Jeff Bridges, Tobey Maguire, Chris Cooper, and Tobey Maguire's this jockey they say he's too tall and won't make it. Biscuit is a horse they say he's too small, bad attitude, and will never make it. And it's the story of the two coming together and making this horse a champion horse just after the 1930s Depression area in America. Yeah, really, really good film. And another one that needs a Blu-ray. I think James has got a foreign Blu-ray, this, which I'm quite jealous of, because, yeah, I really like it. And it's been quite a while since I watched it, so I really enjoyed it. And next up for me, my Halloween night watch. I thought I'd join in with the game and watch a horror film. Let me in. Now, I've seen the Swedish version, I think, a long time ago, Let the Right One In, and this is an American remake. And normally, they're not as good, are they? But I tell you what, surprise, surprise, I think I like this one better. It's really wonderful. It's got Chloe Grace Moretz as the little girl vampire, and Cody, I can never think of his name. Cody Smith McPhee, who's gone on to other things since this. He did this as a boy. I think he was Nightcrawler in the later iterations of the X-Men. And just a wonderful, wonderful film. Film of friendship as much as a horror film. As Cody, he plays this little boy who befriends Chloe Grace Moretz, who's a little girl who's actually a vampire. Really atmospheric. It's all done in the snow. Another film that I like, snow films. Makes you feel cold. You can buckle up under the blankets while you're watching it. But yeah, really well made. Excellent, excellent remake. And like I just think it's better than the original. Really took me by surprise. I've been putting it off all these years because I thought, it's just a remake. But yeah, great, great stuff. And last up for the week, and back into the Jean-Pierre Mocky. Wonderful accent there from me. For the second film in the set, Kill the Referee. Now, this director now getting a bit of a pattern. This films are bonkers, because this is bonkers again. But I like this one much, much more than Litan. Kill the Referee was absolutely wonderful. This is all about a referee gives a penalty against this team in, I think it's like a European Cup game, which knocks them out the cup, and the fans are furious. They're all in yellow and black, a bit like Borussia Dortmund. and they're trying to get the referee because they want to do him in. So the referee's going on the run with his girlfriend, who was a journalist in the ground after the game, and trying to keep ahead of them. And there's a trail of bodies developing all the way along, and it's really, really good, really wonderful. It's a chase film. It turns into a home invasion film where they're trying to get into his girlfriend's flat. They're trying to get into the girlfriend's flat to get him. Very tongue in the cheek, very dark humour. And there's a wonderful car chase where these referee and his girlfriend are trying to get away from this guy driving the team supporters bus through an underground mine trying to get him. Yeah, really, really enjoyed that. As much as I loved Hard Boiled and how brilliant that was, I think this was so much fun. I think this is the film that I've enjoyed the best all week. Yeah, really, really good stuff. If you've got this box set and you watch it, just let me know what you think, because it's great, and I'm looking forward now to the last of the box set, which is Agent Trouble, and described as a Hitchcockian thriller, which is right up my street. So that was it for the week, guys. Let me know what you think of those watches. You seen any of them? Do you like them? Are you planning to watch any of them? As I always say, give us a thumbs up and all that. It helps the algorithms out, so I reckon it's probably a load of rubbish, but we'll see. We'll experiment. You like, and we'll find out, and I'll let you know. Give us a subscribe if you've not subscribed and you like what I'm doing, because you can hear more of this rubbish next week. And I'll catch you all soon. Ta-ra.